How are you doing, Shaunie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So, talk to me about 10 seasons. I mean, that's a pretty huge accomplishment for any reality TV show, but one to be executively produced by a Black woman. Like, can we talk about that to start?
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
I am I am so excited, and I literally pat myself on the back. You know, it's not many things I pat myself on the back for, but this one I do. Just sitting back and thinking about, this was my idea. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that I created, and just saw through. And it has provided so many opportunities and so many platforms for not only Black women, but just men and women, but in front of and behind the scenes for so many years. You know what I mean? I remember the last season, it was some guys on our crew that have been on our crew since day one. And they're just like, you know what, this is crazy. Like, we have kept a consistent gig this long, amongst others, of course, but this one has been consistent. This one has provided a check every time, you know, every year. So it's just like, those are things that just make me feel good, you know, that no matter what everybody has to say or whatever criticism has come with it, I know that it has provided so many opportunities, and so many businesses have opened, so many platforms have been made just off of this show. And that was my little old idea sitting in an arena 12 years ago. It makes me so happy.
Well, it should. It's definitely a huge thing to be proud of. Tell me a little bit about the challenges, as you mentioned, the criticism. And I always say, you're not doing anything if people don't criticize it. So if that's anything to live by. But tell me the challenges throughout the seasons. You've been doing this for so long. Like you said, this was an idea that developed years ago, that has been this successful. So tell me about the challenges over the years that you faced, just as an executive producer, as a cast member, as a Black woman, as someone who's been in the shoes of these women.
Yeah, I think there's been so many obstacles because, of course, while you do this, life happens, right? So you put yourself in this space and give yourself this platform that you're like, yay, I'm so proud of me and I'm able to do so many things. But then you get the downfalls of that part too, like, you know, be it having to miss some things that are happening in your kids' lives, or not being there for certain events and things for your family, or having to play them all out on TV, even if you didn't want to, you know what I mean? If it's not going to end up, it's going to be on a blogger or something like that. So that part is tough. You know, you don't want to live everything out for the world. And with this life, you kind of don't have a choice. And it's not your choice. That is tough. Along with, like I said, just hearing the chatter for years. I think, you know, you can say you have tough skin, things don't bother you all you want. And it's, I think, levels of bothering you. I'm pretty much at the level where I'm comfortable with other people's opinion. Okay. You know, because I know me, I know my intentions, I know what this show has done on so many positive levels. It tremendously outweighs the bad. So I'm comfortable with it at this point. But I will say, over the years, it used to really get to me. It used to be like, oh God, you know, like, I don't want to, certain things I didn't even want to go to, because, you know, Black folks can be so hard on each other. And I really found that that group was way harder on this show than anybody. But I have realized, I think people have realized that it wasn't so bad. You know what I mean? It's like, I was telling somebody else, the camera only can get what people give them. I'm not a puppeteer. I don't know how to make you do anything. You know what I mean? Like, Sidnee, I can't make you do anything that's not already in your personality to do.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Give it to me, then it's been given. That's you, but you're not gonna make it. table over under any circumstances. Unless you mess with my kids, I might flip a table.
Well, that might be a reasonable situation. You know, you never know. But
there's reasonable times to flip tables.
Right. Things happen and people are understanding. Let's just say that.
Right.
But I do have some friends that are in the reality TV world, and especially the women, they always say, you know, I want to do it like Shaunie did it. Like they told me that that's how they want to do it. So what can you discuss about creating your own and really honing in on like the executive producer position and just being able to have a little bit of control over your narrative that's shown, you know, across the world on the TV screen? My friends always say, I want to do it like Shaunie, like I want to develop an idea and have, you know, creative control over and everything like that. Can you talk on that for me?
Well, the problem is I don't know if they're giving those type of deals out anymore. Like I just was grandfathered in. I came in before they knew what they know.
Right.
So now, you know, networks are a lot smarter with not giving out what they gave to me. Because imagine if everybody had creative control and all that. I mean, TV would be a lot different. So it's hard, but not to say that it can't be done somewhere. You know what I mean? I think that it probably is some networks out there that would be willing to let you have an idea that you control, depending on what that idea is, of course. But yeah, I would want to do it like me too. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I don't know if I would get
toot your own horn.
Right?
Toot your own horn.
I don't know that I would be able to do it if I couldn't do it this way. I really, because it's scary. It's a scary business. It's a scary lifestyle. And if you don't know you and have self-control and kind of be able to think quick in moments, this ain't for you. Unless you don't care. Unless you don't care.
It's not the industry for you. Well, just to conclude, I wanted to ask, you know, as you said, you kind of were the first to do it, one of the first to do it. And definitely you set the bar pretty high. As the OG WAG, as the internet loves to call you, you set a great example. You set a great example. And what can you say to the other women who have aspirations of being in reality TV, being in TV general, being in the entertainment and in the music, whatever the entertainment fields may be? What would be your advice to them, just as the OG WAG?
That's so funny. I didn't know that's what the internet called me. But
yeah, you're the OG girl. We're gonna give you your flowers.
I'll take it. I would say stay strong in this industry. It can eat you up, you know what I mean? But you have to have, it takes a lot of self-awareness. And I didn't know that coming in, right? I think I learned this in the process. So it's easier said than done, but I didn't have anybody to tell me either. But I think we all have heard our parents say the decisions that we make definitely can affect our future. Mm-hmm. With social media, reality TV, and all of that, it's like times 10. So I think that has always been in the back of my head. You know, sometimes I look at people do certain things that are open to the public to see, or look at people's Instagram. I'm like, where does say mama? Like, you don't care. For me, I am way older than you, Sidney, and I still care what my mother, like if my mother sees me on TV doing something wild, it's still in my head like, oh, if Dear, because we call her Mom Dear, if Dear sees that, I don't even want to hear her mouth. It's not that she couldn't do anything to me. I just don't want to hear her be like, why would you do that? Or disappoint her. You know what I mean? And same with I just lost my dad recently, but the same with him. I just didn't want to disappoint them. And then I have kids. And it's like, these live on forever. I don't want my kids to be grown and showing my grandkids be act a fool. So I think it's about self-awareness. It's about thinking. It's about caring. It's about pride. And, you know, just everything matters. Everything matters. And you always have to remember that, and get you a good attorney, an entertainment attorney. A good entertainment attorney will save you a lot of problems.
Okay. That should, listen, we're gonna lead with that. And secondly, I think what you're meaning to say is think before you act. I think that's like people, like you said, you can't make people do anything. And usually it comes out from a place that's already within them. But think before you act. That'll solve a lot of problems.
Lady, so all them friends, think before you act. Before you start, it's your turn.
All right. Well, to the OG WAG, thank you so much for your time. And thank you for 10 seasons. It's been a crazy ride, but I love seeing you and the women. And I'm excited to see what you guys do next.
Thanks, Sidney. You're awesome.
All right. All right, Shaunie. Take care.
Bye-bye.